What's up guys, Mac here, and two things. Hope you like the new intro, and that was made by Meta Blades from Meta Community. You can see their channel in the description below, there'll be a link to it. But today I'm going to talk to you a bit about kind of human evolution and how kind of things are now in terms of, I suppose, evolution. And okay, let's start 30 million years ago. There's a diagram on screen. Obviously you're looking at it now, but this is just showing you what I'm looking at right now. 30 million years ago there was a split between the monkeys and what is now us. And then we come up 20 million years ago, there's a split again where the gibbon goes off. 17 million years ago the orangutan goes off. 10 years gorilla. 7 million years the chimp. And then it's us. So our closest ancestor that we have is the chimp. And obviously, how many, like one or 2 million years ago, there's obviously the other semi-human like things. Like there's a thing called a Homo erectus, which is the funniest name I've heard in all science. But this is relatively significant because the reason why evolution happens is because environments change and the species has to adapt to survive. And one was with the monkeys. Basically, we split, and the monkeys now haven't really evolved because they were fine in their environment, but whatever that thing was that we originated from, it kind of carried on living and keeping on evolving because there would have been some environmental change 30 million years ago that meant that. And one of the things was called out of Africa, which basically means that everything originated in Africa and then we migrated away, and that's why things kept on adapting. And that's why you get things all over the world. But then you could say, why are there people in like the Seychelles? It's a tiny island in the Atlantic Ocean. And how many millions of years ago? I mean, up until 5,000 years ago, there weren't even boats. You know, the most people can really do is like live and make fire and things like that. And if you look now, at the last 5,000 years, we've probably evolved hell of a lot in terms of mentally, but physically, appearance-like, we haven't evolved too much. And basically, we are evolving right in front of us. Every generation, there is a tiniest change. Now, I know this is off topic, but it's kind of similar, but the person that runs English, or British, should I say, British cycling, for the cycling for the Olympics, he said if we could change 1,000 things by 0.01%, that's a 10% increase. It's kind of along the same line. For 1,000 generations, if something changed by 0.01%, then there'll be a 10% difference in 1,000 generations time. Obviously, that is in between 5 and 10,000 years. No, even less than that, actually. Less than 5,000 years. Jeez. So, in that space of like 5,000 years, you're going to get a 10% change, if that is the case. So that is just a... I think that's quite a good example. But one thing is the gibbon. Until I'd seen this diagram, I hadn't heard of a gibbon. And it's either extinct or there are very few left. So obviously, whatever they evolved to didn't work. If you look at the change, if you think of a gorilla, they're usually quite big, probably very muscular. So obviously that's how they had to be at that time. And then only 3 million years later, chimps are a lot, well, not smaller. Actually, they probably are smaller, but they're not like as muscly and things like that. So obviously that is how they had to change. So at some point I would say in the next 5 to 10 million years time, we're going to split again. So there'll be the humans of what we are, and then we'll stay, but then a select few will carry on evolving. And whether we will still be the dominant species, or whether that evolutionized thing will be the dominant species, I don't know. But it would be very interesting, but obviously not even my great grandchildren would be around to see that. So there's no chance of me seeing it, which is very interesting. Is evolution, I mean, everything evolves, right? And then I know this is again kind of, it's related but it's off topic, but where there was a TV program on BBC 2 what day was it? I don't know, it's like the second week of January, and on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it was called Stargazing Live, and they were looking for exoplanets, which are basically planets which are Earth-like, that could habit life. They have the right conditions to habit life. Then I was thinking, maybe the reason why we can't find actual, like, kind of maybe aliens or people-like things is because maybe evolution is why we're here. Maybe we are the only planet, Earth-like, that can inhabit life, that has evolved, because everything comes, originates back to microorganisms, because microorganisms, they evolved, they made what we are, because you had a little, like, 10-cell thing, like a worm little thing, and it would just be going around, and then over millions of years, you know, we're talking, you know, pre-dinosaur times, basically the first bit of life after the Earth was made, and after the molten lava cooled on the top and you had the crust, and then all that happened, and then that very first bit of life, they were just microorganisms. That's who they were, and then they evolved.